Hello, ladies and gentlemen. More on Jordan Peterson. It looks like he'll be taking the challenge to College of Psychologists. So, it seems what we're going to be going over here is exactly what Jordan Peterson really is going to be doing, his response to them, and a little bit more nefarious type of stuff that's going on that might be pushing this College of Psychologists to actively go after Jordan Peterson. So, I think that we gonna delve into something great and deep here, because I don't think it's gonna be all that amazing, at least for the psychologists, because I think their plans might be a little bit thwarted. We have Jordan Peterson launches court challenge as College of the Psychologists attempts to pull license over social media posts. That's right, people. Apparently, you're not allowed to speak or post anything on social media, something a company does not like, particularly a psychologist group. So, yeah, that's freedom of speech and a half. Of course, I don't think Canada really follows the freedom of speech narrative. The complaints against him and the attempt to pull his license are all political, Jordan Peterson tells me over the phone. He's decided to finally push back against the College of Psychologists of Ontario after a demand that he submit to social media re-education or lose his license. Peterson has filed an application for judicial review with the Ontario Divisional Court, and he's now speaking openly about the barrage of politically motivated complaints. On Tuesday, Peterson took to Twitter, a social media platform that could be called the scene of his many crimes, to say is enough. Enough is enough. I practiced for 20 years without being investigated. This only started when I became a prominent public figure, Peterson said in a phone interview Wednesday morning. He said that ever since he rose to public prominence in 2016, he's been facing non-stop complaints. He's had to hire lawyers to handle complaints with the college. All I want to do is tell people what is happening, Peterson said. Part of what is happening is an attempt at lawfare by people opposed to what Peterson says and believes. A review of some of the complaints shows how people who don't live in Canada, using an American examples, to ask the college to punish Peterson over a social media posting. In January 2022, Peterson was tweeting that the world could handle a larger population if handled right, something that goes against the mantra claimed by some that we are overpopulated and harming the planet. Roger Palfrey, a man who describes himself as a scientist and educator, said he disagreed and claimed that the world is already overpopulated. Yeah, we're overpopulated when the U.S. alone has a 1.7 amount of birth rate, which means our society will collapse if we don't get that birth rate up. So yeah, you have that. Oh, let's not mention about the huge amount of women that are also aborting babies, which so happens to be also hurting our population growth. But by all means, we're not overpopulated, or we're overpopulated. It goes on to say, the American behind the complaint said that Peterson was advocating suicide, a leap of logic, and if there was one. Another complaint was filed against Peterson in February 2022 when he questioned the wisdom of Ottawa's interim police chief, Steve Bell, saying that he was looking at how to remove children from the Freedom Convoy project in Ottawa. Peterson tweeted a video of the statement and said children removed. How exactly? Why exactly? By whom exactly? Sent to where exactly? And for how long exactly? Think this through, Canadians. This is a bad decision. The complaint is that Peterson, as a psychologist, must report children at risk. Whatever your political view of the convoy, there was not, at that time, any evidence of children being at risk from being present. Just a political opposition to the protest and therefore to children being present. So, yeah, we're seeing that due to this stuff, that even what Elon Musk or Jordan Peterson is pretty much saying is everything that these people are doing, he's going against the narrative of what's going on in Canada, and even to their great dictator Justin Trudeau. Yeah, it seems to really be the case here. It goes on to say that in May 2022, a complaint was filed after Peterson retweeted a New York Post article about Yumi Nu being unveiled as the cover model for the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Nu, a plus-size model, was featuring in a revealing swimsuit, but Peterson didn't find it appealing. Sorry, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that, Peterson tweeted. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and while many will agree with Peterson and many will disagree, his statement on Twitter about a swimsuit model is hardly an issue for the College of Psychologists of Ontario. And I would agree. This right here is not attractive, at least to, I would say, a majority of men. Yeah, you're going to have some men that are going to think this is attractive or what have you, but the majority of them are not good. And what as I said before, that we're pushing the society into where we think that being overweight is attractive when reality is it's not attractive. It's not really what we would call healthy. It will cause death later down the road, and if she doesn't actually fix her health, doesn't fix her weight, she is more likely to have health concerns and problems later down the road than being positive. Because for some reason, people want to lead themselves into death rather than having them try to fix themselves and improve themselves upon every capacity. This is what reality is, and we want to show that this is okay. But unfortunately, as I said before, women are going to get a rude awakening and think that this is going to be a standard that everybody's going to cater to. And if she does get any type of partners, it's not going to be any permanent partners. The only partners that she'll end up getting is, well, partners that so happen to be only used for her body, and that's about it, and not actually be an actual real marriage potential or dateable. So I mean that's just reality, and I'm tired of trying to tell women this is 100% okay. The college has declined comment on this issue and cited privacy when asked a series of questions. The letter to Peterson, though, informed him that if he did undergo the remedial social media training they require, that would be made public, a sort of stain on his public record. The panel has yet to make a decision but maintains its serious concerns about your professionalism in public statements. The letter from the college states, it then goes on to detail their wish for Peterson to undergo training through either of their two preferred experts in social media behavior and professionalism. While the letter states that Peterson would not have to admit wrongdoing, the college then provides a statement for him to sign in which he would admit to unprofessional conduct. That I may have lacked professionalism in public statements made on social media and during a January 25th, 2022 podcast appearance. The statement reads, that podcast mentioned was an appearance by Peterson on Joe Rogan's top-rated podcast. And, among other things. I think Joe Rogan does a good job in the sense, but I digress. So, that's what's been going on here. They're going after Jordan Peterson, and I think Jordan Peterson's finally fighting back. Now we have more issues, because as of December 2nd, 2022 at 11:25 a.m., the College of Psychologists of Ontario kind of make this a little apparent that they're going to be targeting after one specific person. Now we notice here that it only got 2 likes, 10 quote tweets, and 1 retweet. I don't think that their so-called they're posted really all that great. Our complaints process allows a member of the public to submit a complaint about a member behavior, conduct, or practice to be investigated by the college's inquiries, complaints, and reports committee. If you would like to learn more, visit their website. So, allows a member of the public to submit a complaint about a member's behavior. Now, who could they possibly be talking about here? Because we all know that it can't be anything else. It's like, you could have saved yourself some time if you just included your opinions with your tweet. Anybody from the public can complain, and College of Psychologists of Ontario will initiate a struggle session. Just ask Jordan Peterson. Thanks. Perhaps it isn't Jordan Peterson who is in need of re-education. So, yeah, so obviously, people are trying to put 2 and 2 together, and we're seeing all the issues. So, let's go to Jordan Peterson specifically here, to where we go and see when he actually posted this. So here we have it. It's the Ontario Psychologists of has demanded that I submit myself to mandatory social media communication retraining, which was only technically a little bit less than a month, one day, technically a month after they announced this. So we see here that they wanted to complaints came in, this started happening, and now we have this. With Jordan Peterson going out to say, there are now more than 2,000 YouTube comments on Michaela Fielder's coverage of my sentencing decision at your hands. It doesn't really appear anyone is supporting your position. Do 2,000 statements of support for me outweigh 12 complaints? If not, please justify. And as we see here, already defend Jordan Peterson has already been with 10,000 people trying to defend him. So, we have this here to where we have 12,000 signatures defending Jordan Peterson. Whoa. So, that being said, so now we have that. We also have Jordan Peterson coming out and saying this. I didn't know that College of Psychologists Ontario had already made their sentencing demands public. But there it is, right on my member page, right where it would have caused maximal reputational damage if I was still trying to attract private clients, and the answer to the question, by the way, is yes. And this person says if he doesn't do it, does he lose his license? And he says yes. And it says in the decision released on November 2022, the Inquiries, Complaints, and Reports Committee decided to require Dr. Jordan Peterson to successfully complete a prescribed, specified continuation education or remedial program. The substance of the CERP is a coaching program to address issues regarding professionalism and public statements. So, I guess maybe a lawsuit might be in order because they have actively gone to their extreme to get after Jordan Peterson. This was obviously very calculated. This was obviously going to be something that they wanted to do, and I think Jordan Peterson has every right to fight this and push back because I think the Ontario colleges are going to have a problem here. Jordan Peterson, for all intents and purposes, you might want to get the hell out of Canada. Maybe do your part of psychology here because I don't think Canada is going in the right direction. And the only thing that might save it now, just like in California, deserves a nuke. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and as always, take care.